Hey, what's up, guys? Today I have a Chrysler 399, Chrysler 300M. It seems to be that the starter's not working properly. This is the noise that it makes when you try and turn it on, when you're trying to crank the engine up. It sounds just like it's just the starter grinding on the crankshaft. So I'm guessing it is a starter that's went wrong. It's not working properly no more. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off and replace it with a new one. The starter location is right underneath the driver's side. And you have to lift up the car to be able to get it off. There's a starter. It's right underneath the car on the driver's side. Alright, so the starter has 3 bolts on it. It's gonna have, that's one right there. I managed to take that one off easy. The next one is right above it, which is right there. And then the third one, that's the most difficult one, which is a little bit right above the other one. In order to remove that one easily, I'm using one of those adapters to extend reach for it, because since there's not much space right here to work on it to remove it, there is plenty of space over here though. So I use the extender, or I could use the ratchet to remove it. So it only has 3 bolts to remove the starter. So after you take off all the bolts on the starter, there's still 2 more connections on the back of the starter, which is, I believe it's a positive, which are those 2 right there. They're going to be a little bit hard to remove, but what I'm doing is I just pull it enough to the right, like the driver's side. I'm pulling it in between the exhaust pipe and this little thing right here, enough for me to be able to get a nut to remove the bolt. So yeah, once you remove those 2, then all you gotta do is just pull it off the same direction that I'm showing off right here. Okay, so here's the starter. I removed it already, finally. Took a while, it was hard. You do not need to remove any part from the vehicle to remove it, but it is difficult, a little bit difficult if you don't. So it has a total of 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. And 2 connections right on the back. In order to get to the one to the back, what I had to do is, this is how the starter is placed originally. So once I took off all the screws on the sides, what I did is I pulled it off enough for it to twist this way. I pulled it off in between the pipes like I said earlier, and that's how I was able to get to the positive connection from the battery, which was this cable, to remove the bolt from right here. And since this one was old and it was stuck to it, I could not really take it off without having to break the clip that clamps onto it. But it's no biggie. I mean, it's not like it's gonna not reconnect if you break the clip that's holding it together. It was too hard to remove, so at the end I just had to break the clip to remove this cable. So I'm gonna go pick up the new starter and replace it. What was wrong with this one was that it was not working properly. You could see how badly the teeth around on this one are grinded up. The reason this happened was because this starter, when it was installed, they did not tighten it up enough for it to make full contact with with the clutch, with the starter clutch. So that's why it was only gripping on the front teeth, like just only by the front, as you can see on this one. So yeah, another thing you gotta do too as well is you gotta, as soon as you remove the clutch, the starter, you're gonna see the wheel. You should be able to see the wheel right here. Let me get a better angle. You see right there? Make sure you turn, push it and see if it'll move. Because sometimes if it doesn't move, that means there's something wrong with something stuck in there, and that means you gotta remove the whole block to figure out what it is. But just grab a screwdriver, a flat screwdriver, and push it to see if you can move it. It is a little bit hard to move it, but as long as it moves, that means that you're okay on that department. Okay, so I got the new starter back. I installed the new starter. You can see right here really clearly. It's right there, that one. So make sure all the bolts are in place and the starter is flush with the engine. Look from the bottom and the top as well to get a good look at the starter. Make your right tire swing to the left, your driver's side tire, so you could get a good look at your starter from here. So you heard the noise that it used to do with the old starter. It sounded nothing but metal grinding with each other. So let's see if that fixed the problem. Oh, and there it is. It's working properly now. It starts the engine smoothly. The car has been off for like about 3 days, so the battery is a little bit low. Now it's not at its 100%. That's why it took a little while longer to crank up. But once it's fully charged, it'll crank up like a brand new car. Oh yeah, and before you take off your starter or you do anything, make sure you unplug the battery. Just unplug the negative current. Unplug it so you don't cause any electrical problems. But subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.